What is going on, everyone? I have quite a large video coming up with the best, most promising looking games that I could find releasing in August on Steam. If you are new to the channel, what we do here is I find as many games that I think could be pretty good. We're going to look through them, we're going to read the little summaries, we're going to watch some of the trailers, and then we're going to decide together, is this game good or is it rubbish? I reckon we're about 80% good so far. I'm going to start with Mafia, the Old Country. In this game, we uncover the origins of organized crime in Mafia, a gritty mob story set in brutal underworld of 1900s Sicily. We're going to be fighting to survive as Enzo Favara and prove our worth to the family in this immersive third-person action adventure. Shall we zoom in? Kind of looks like Uncharted, but in 1900s. The car driving seems cool. How early in the century is this if we got cars there moving around like this? Very nice visually looking game. Has there been any sort of Godfather style games? I know there's a big Mafia series, but this definitely looks like a bit more of an epic, you know, essentially bringing in the Italian Mafia into Red Dead Redemption style. Although that is some pretty big shoes to fill. How much of this is cinematics and how much is it gameplay? Maybe we'll need to see more of the gameplay to really get a grasp of it. Definitely looks good though. We are moving on to Gunouchables. What a name. This is an online co-op doomsday roguelike for 1 to 4 players. You play as a gun-toting group of preppers trying to reclaim the world from ever-revolving horde of mutants, constantly working to develop new ways to kill you. Co-op roguelike? I like the idea behind it. I wonder if it's got online play or whether you have to kind of find your friends yourself. It definitely visually looks really cool. I was worried it's going to be just like a basic vampire survivor game, but I actually think the looks here is much more arcadey and much more cool. I love the idea about you being preppers. Look at these characters. What do you call that art style where they're just kind of like, I don't know, basic body shapes with features? I don't know if basic body shape is the right idea here. That's a really interesting looking enemy. This looks pretty crazy. I like it. I think this is a winner. Dungeon Stalkers is a PvE, PvP, I think I got that right, dungeon crawler game where you can experience the joy of exploration and survival in a classic RPG. You join forces with your companions to defeat other adventurers and monsters and acquire equipment and treasures, then escape safely from the witch's curse. A little bit worried at first with the PvE, VPV, whatever kind of tag there, because some of those games can be a little bit, I don't know, I feel like it turns into who can mini-max their way to, you know, steal all loot and things like that. But being an RPG is interesting. Normally those games are more like the first-person shooter style. Lots of spells that we're throwing out here. Looks like an online RPG style game, doesn't it? Definitely has that, but it's like much more zoomed in than I'm used to. Curse of the Witch tutorials. It's very epic in scale. Some menus and mapping. Some interesting choice of clothing. Here comes a new stalker, so someone can come in and maybe like steal all your belongings. I'm skeptical about this one. Definitely looks interesting. That's Dungeon Stalkers. Overloop is an action roguelike with fluid pixel animation and skill deck building. Step into and be a sheep armed with sci-fi greatsword. Carving a path through wolves, you will modify your skills with the desolate worlds of sci-fi apocalypse to create a unique combat style that is all your own. I like the look of it. Just have a look at those pixel art, man. They look so good. I've got to be honest here. I'm looking at this menu. I like it. I'm looking at this trailer. I like it. And it looks good. But this is starting to give me a feel about how it plays. Really fast-paced. Action platformer. Some crazy little animations there with the fighting. Alright. Overloop. Definitely fits into my comfort zone. How about yours? This is off. I'm the batter. I've been entrusted with a sacred mission. One of the most influential RPGs of the last 20 years is finally coming to Steam. I don't know this game. Take control as the batter, as he seeks to purify an uncanny and hopeless world haunted by specters, guided by a cryptic, grinning cat called the Judge. Mostly I've tried to avoid remakes, but this one got through. Let's have a look. It kind of looks like a Game Boy / Nintendo DS style RPG game. Have you played it? I haven't heard of it before. That's why I didn't realize it was a re-release / remake. I don't think it's a remake. Alright, that's off. Yeah, it could be cool. This one's called Altha, The Wrath of Aferi. I love it when games give you 3 vowels next to each other, so I have no idea how to say them. Althea, The Wrath of Elferi is a fantasy adventure game where a sword-wielding guardian and an arcane monk must learn to work together to defeat the void corrupting their home. Explore ruined temples, solve environmental puzzles, rescue spirits, and defeat giant void monsters. Exploration RPG puzzle game. Alright, got some... I don't know, I'm getting like Breath of the Wild light kind of graphics here. It's got voice acting. It looks pretty enough. Dark fantasy vibes. Always have some theories about these games in terms of how well they control, because if the controls are a bit clunky, then they become really laborious to play. It's not visually the best game you're going to see, but if the puzzles are fun and the controls are good, I definitely think this one could be okay. Yeah, the voice acting there didn't match up with the dude's lips, but that's okay. It definitely has been influenced by Zelda, right? I like this. It's got a nice little storyline to it. Kind of epic. Althea, The Wrath of Elferi, 22nd of August. Maybe that's Australian date. Might be a day earlier. I'm going to say it's good. I'm going to try and play this one. Let's move on to Echoes of the End. Embark on a perilous journey to rescue your brother and prevent a looming war. Harness the power of devastating magical abilities to conquer enemies, traverse treacherous landscapes, and unveil the hidden history of Aima. This looks like another one of those kind of gigantic single-player adventure kind of games. Character kind of looks familiar. It's definitely pretty with the cinematics, but I want some gameplay. They're standing upside down. This is visually very nice. I need to dive deeper into this and see who makes this game, because it doesn't look like an indie release. What do you swear by today? That's very cool. I'm gonna skip forward, see if there's any gameplay in this trailer. Alright, we've still got some... Oh, there's a little bit of gameplay here. So it's a third-person action game. That's a cool little move there. I don't know if it's co-op or if we're playing with a companion. Like, I've got to be honest, I have looked at and previewed so many games that look like this, and I always think they're going to be awesome. And in the end, they usually get really poor reviews, and they're quite clunky. So, whilst I think the videos here look fantastic, I wouldn't be sold on this. I'll definitely be checking out the reviews for Echoes of the Wind. Feel like we need to change things up. So let's go to Tiny Bookshop. Leave everything behind and open a tiny bookshop by the sea in this cozy narrative management game. Stock your tiny bookshop with different books and items, set up your shop in scenic locations, and run your cozy secondhand bookstop while getting to know the locals. Life sim, cozy game. It definitely is cozy, so we're like recommending books to people. I guess, do we maybe need to like learn our customers and then, you know, give them the right books that's going to meet their interest? You create your own little trailer. It definitely is cozy. I like the little vibes here. Wait a second. Something to do with Frankenstein. This is quite quirky. But it looks fun. Tiny bookshop. Might be up your alley. Maybe not up mine. Swords of the Sea. We're surfing across magnificent waves of sand and glistening waters in an epic quest to restore a lost ocean. From the visionary behind Abzu, The Pathless, and Journey, Sword of the Sea is an atmospheric surfing adventure with fast movement inspired by classic skateboarding and snowboarding games. Oh my god, some of those names mentioned there, Journey, Abzu, really big games. Let's have a look at this exploration game. Definitely looks lovely. Some kind of light fantasy vibes. We're surfing. There's so many games now that let you surf. Surf across things. Maybe it's more like snowboarding. I don't know. You're boarding? What is it called? Surfing or snowboarding? I don't know when there's no other elements there. This one we're going to be exploring a lot. I think it's going to be one of those games where you get lost in just the general music and visuals of the game. It looks quite pretty. Lots of elemental kind of areas for you to explore. Some tricks to learn. Is this a multiplayer? The one I'm thinking of, is it Sky, where it's like this, but a little bit simple, but you can play it with other people. Like just millions of other people playing it. This one's got a bit more lore behind it though. I like it. It looks pretty. I think it'll deliver on what it promises. That one's Sword of the Sea. It's always good when the game name kind of tells you what it is. This was Caravanas, and we're designing your dream caravan in detail, roving freely with your mobile home. Set up camp with your friends and enjoy music by the campfire in a vast open world. We have a nice little gameplay trailer here, which is showing us how this game works. We're setting up your area. There's lots of items there. Is this like construction? I don't think it's construction resource. I think it's more just like, just build it the way you want to. For those people that like camping but want to do it while sitting at home under a roof without the annoying element of having to actually do the camping. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Let's skip forward a bit. So there's a bit of driving around it, collecting, earning money. That doesn't look like a very good caravan to me. Maybe you need to earn money to upgrade your caravan, stuff like that. Another one of those simulation games. I don't know if this one's going to be as popular as some of the truck driving ones are, but could be decent. That's Caravanas. This is Voidbreaker, an adrenaline-fueled roguelike first-person shooter. You fight relentless machines driven by hostile AI. Escape an endless cycle, craft infinite weapon variants with deep gun modding. I feel like first-person shooter roguelikes is one of the most emerging kind of genres. I feel like they're getting better and better by the year, and people are releasing some stuff that's really quite cool. This definitely has a futuristic sci-fi element to it. I'm curious what the upgrades will be. A lot of these games have rhythm elements as well. I don't know if this one has rhythm elements or it's just like really good music. There's so much stuff on the screen. It's got that visual style where everything shatters when you destroy it. Fast paced. I wonder how hard this is. Alright, I like it. That one's called Voidbreaker. First person shooter destruction roguelike game. I think it's definitely on my list. Alright, Discounty. Manage your own discount supermarket. Get caught up in small town drama. Organize and plan your shop's layout and strike lucrative trade deals as you expand your secretive aunt's business empire. They've got a lovely little pixel art simulation game with some of those effects where it kind of like goes into Game Boy mode where you don't get to see the whole screen. There's a lot of different management elements and a bit of voiceover to make you feel homely, like you're making a difference for your auntie. Bad energy has entered the shop. What's the tension? Maybe the tension is an angry neighbor who doesn't want you to go near their house, or some customers that don't like it. And whatever this is. I like it. Discounty. Nice little casual game by PQ published. I like that. So EraOne is an innovative space game that combines elements of real-time strategy, base building, space survival, and tactical battles. Players can create and customize their bases from scratch, construct various types of structures and warships, manage fleets, and engage in tactical space battles. So I'm going to throw it out there. This UI just kind of like makes my head hurt. There are so many different elements on here. And I guess when it said it was like an in-depth game, it definitely has a lot going on. This is not going to be one of those games for people like me that just like to plug and play and not have to think too much about it. I don't even know what some of these things mean on the right. Let's see if we can get some of the battles. And these battles look huge. I'm curious how many people are fighting in these scenes. So it's turn-based, I think, is it in it?
We're sending reinforcements. Continue advancing. All bomber squadrons attack the heavy vessels.
There's so many missiles.
Strikers squadrons.
This game looks in-depth. It's called EraOne. Goblin Cleanup, a co-op cleaning game where you have to clean and rearrange a dungeon before the next adventurers come to complete it again. That's interesting. It's a very short summary. So we're trying to clean up the dungeon, and like, I wonder, do we get to watch the people that are going to go through? Like, is this one of those games where you have some people like doing the dungeon and other people are like preparing it and then running it? Wonder 4-player co-op. So it's like we're cleaning the dungeon, but we're actually running the dungeon. So because I guess cleaning the dungeon is as dangerous as actually trying to complete the dungeon. First person perspective. Nice enough graphics without being anything too special. Your mop has a face. I like that. Rinse and repeat. I'm really curious about the customization in terms of whether it lets people make their own dungeons for you to play through and stuff like that, but oh wait, are we like stabbing a ghost and then using them as a mop? That's pretty gruesome. I like the look of it. Simple enough. Big dragon. I like dragons. That's Goblin Cleanup. We're getting towards the end of the video now. We've got Lost Soul aside. Embark on an epic odyssey to save your younger sister and the whole of humanity. from mysterious dimensional invaders from beyond the starlit skies in Lost Souls Aside. Action adventure JRPG. That is a very, very cool looking giant thing. A hero's journey to reunite lost souls. This is just reminding me that I need to go back and actually play Clair Obscur a little bit more. Really lovely looking visuals, big storyline. All these games to me seem to be very similar in terms of they have cool videos, they have interesting storylines, but you know, how the game actually plays sometimes seems secondary to actually just creating an impressive trailer. JRPG game though, so that's what's to be expected. I do like some of those animations there of running on things, and hey, we've got surfing again. So that one's called Lost Soul Aside for the RPG gamers at the end of the month. Is this our first city builder game? It's called Aztecs The Last Sun. It's a city building and survival experience set at the height of a dying age. Build the mighty city-state of Tenochtitlan. I don't know how to say that. Lead your people and earn the favor of ancient gods to stand against the looming darkness. Short trailer, so let's get in. We're forging an Aztec empire. Pretty looking city builder game. Looks very familiar. I've played so many of these here. Really, it is managing the grid. And then the different citizens will interact, so defending the gods might be an interesting element to it. But I think pretty much with city builders now, we've got to the point where people are just like, what if we did a city builder and they apply it to a different part of the world or a different part of history? That's Aztecs The Last Sun. This is my last game of the video and perhaps one of my favorites. It's called Shinobi Art of Vengeance. And the iconic Shinobi returns in an all-new 2D action platformer with unique hand-drawn look created by the team from Streets of Rage 4. The visuals for this look fantastic, and I did a video the other day about the new Ninja Gaiden game, and it seems like we're bringing back some of the cool old sort of franchise games, and we're giving them an updated look. Like, what I like about this is that they're going back to the roots and not just trying to create like 3D representations. This is cool. Looks fantastic. Beat 'em up. Beat 'em ups have been in a bit of a... I don't know, they don't seem to be as popular as they used to be. This is a really impressive looking trailer. For 2D platforming action fans like myself, I think this is probably one of the must-plays. It looks so good. It looks so good. Hey, I don't even know how many games we've covered there. I'm not going to count them. It's got to be at least 15. Let me know which ones you are looking forward to. Remember, I did include some of the big ones like the Metal Gear remake and stuff like that because I just thought, if you want to play that, you'll know about that. Thanks for watching.